Hey everyone, it's Naomi. Welcome back to a little more shoulder love for your shoulders. Today you're going to need 2 blocks again because we're going to be working on some rhomboid action. We're going to be doing one of my all-time favorite shoulder exercises, which I like to call rhomboid flossing, but we're going to take it into 2 different angles for your shoulders to help build strength. So let's get to it. So grab your 2 blocks. You're not going to need them just yet, but you do want them really close by. You want them out in front of you. Place your hands on the floor. Okay, now, all you're going to do when you do a little rhomboid flossing is you want to think of rounding up, so you're rounding up through your upper back, and then sliding your chest down towards the floor as your arm bones go into your shoulder sockets. Okay, and then press up again, chest down again. Just a few more times. Now what you're not doing is cat-cow, okay? So it's not a full undulation of your spine. And you want to keep your core fairly intact, so it's not any tilting of your pelvis either, okay? And no head butting. So keep your head and neck in line with your spine and just move up and down. Isolate as best you can your rhomboid muscles, which are the muscles that connect your scapula to your spine. Okay? Just a few more times. Okay, now, coming back to a neutral table, but grab those blocks. And you're going to do the exact same thing in table, but up on blocks. Okay? So it's going to feel like a little bit more. And there's more of an angle to your legs as well, so you're a little bit lifted. Toes can be curled under the tops of your feet down. That's up to you, but it's the same idea. So just use gravity. Try not to bend your elbows. Send your chest down in between your arms. You want to be really gentle with this. You don't want to like jam your arm bone into your shoulder socket forcefully. And there might be a tiny bit of a bend in your arms, but really think of it. Your arms should be as wide as your shoulders. And just moving up and down. Okay. And it should feel a little bit different being up on the blocks. A little bit different. Not too much, but a little. Okay, and now sit back for a sec. Whew. Roll out those shoulders. And then take the blocks out in front of you for just a moment. You're going to come back to them, but all I want you to do is feel downward facing dog. Okay, after doing your rhomboid flossing. So place your hands as wide as your shoulders, press your fingers into your mat, slide your chest towards the floor as your arm bones reach more deeply into your shoulder socket. And curl your toes under, press your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Don't worry about your hamstrings. They're very likely feeling as tight as mine are right now. You can wiggle and bend your knees, but really bring your awareness to your upper body and that same rhomboid area, so where your scapula connects to your spine, the muscles that connect your scapula to your spine. Head and neck soft, heavy, full breath in. Full breath out, and then put your knees back down on the floor. So, should have had a little bit more awareness in your upper back. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different. So, you're going to place your forearms on your blocks. Scoot your knees back. Okay? Now your knees slightly behind your hips, your torso is parallel to the floor. Same idea as the rhomboid flossing, y'all. Now, you have 2 options. Option number 1 is to grip around the blocks a little bit, so your hands point down as you do your flossing here. Option number 2 is to have your wrists and your hands off the blocks, so you're not holding on to anything. That's actually my personal preference. Whew. And do that same scapular rhomboid floss up and down. A little bit more work here. might feel like you're not doing much of anything. I promise that you are. Just a few more. Oh, mama. And then just get your knees back in. Get those blocks out of the way. Oh, swing your hair if you need to, like I do. Give your shoulders a little roll. Oh my goodness. Whoa, that feels pretty amazing. But now I want you to feel it in a pose like dolphin pose, which is really what that's, helping you prepare for. So you can do dolphin pose a couple of different ways. You can actually use one of your blocks and hold onto it. So you'd be gripping around the front of the block. That's one way. Okay, just get that hair out of the way. Okay, so you can grip around the block. And that just gives you a little bit more access, again, to your thoracic spine, to your scapula, and to the ability to root your chest down. You certainly don't have to use the block. But once you have that wrap and your elbows are in line with your shoulders, go ahead and lift your knees up. And find a little scapula action. Head and neck heavy. Take a full breath in here. Full breath out. And lower your knees back to the floor. Sit back on your heels. Whew. Again, get that hair out of your face. Give your shoulders a little roll. And then interlace your fingers behind your back and just stretch. Just to create a little bit more opening through your chest after doing so much. Pressing down, a little bit more opening. And then what you can do from here is take the fist of your hands and hook it on the outside of your right hip. Full breath in. Full breath out. Switch. Take it on over to the other side. That's good stuff, right? All right, and then let that go. Another little roll of those shoulders, and you're done. That's it. So you just created a little shoulder magic with your blocks and your rhomboids. I hope it felt really good. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me on the mat, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.